What is going on, guys? My name is DJ Miles, and I'm here with Infinity Joe, and today is a day that is a bit bittersweet because now it is the end of JoJo Part 5 Golden Wind. And before we begin with that, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more anime content.
They wrap up Diavolo within
pretty quickly.
like 5-8 minutes or so of the episode. Granted, it was still an interesting way they handled it, of Diavolo just being in this perpetual hell now.
Yeah. And before we dive into that, let's actually talk about the intro and end credits one more time, where as the series is ending, they're going to give you the events of how the story and narrative is playing out. Yeah. Giorno's Golden Wind Requiem is like, no. Let's put you in this perpetual hell. And I love how they did that in the opening credits. I thought that was great, and how it looked. Us seeing how his hair looks just as long as Dio himself, and very menacing too.
Yeah, and even in the same pose of like looking at his palm with his eyes over his shoulders.
Yes. Oh my god, that looked so great.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and talk about Diavolo. They kind of wrapped it up pretty quickly, but what happens with Diavolo is still interesting nevertheless. See 3 stages of what happens. Battered and bruised. We see him get stabbed by a homeless person who's into heroin. How does Diavolo get wrapped up in this?
Like he was all about like his whole ego, and he was like, this is the most pathetic way to die. And then he wakes up and he's like, where am I? And now he's being autopsied on, and that's pretty gruesome.
Just how he was trying to talk to the woman and be like, hey, what are you doing? What's happening right now? And of course, the woman can't hear him. We see the third example after the autopsy scene. He's in the streets and he's like, is this Golden Wind Requiem's ability? How ironic and befitting for an end on Diavolo's character where he's alive forever. Not in the way that he wanted.
Oh, yeah. He's stuck until maybe the end of time and just perpetually in this hell.
Yeah, and how they even do the animations and just the coloring.
Oh, yeah.
Looked absolutely stunning.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Especially like the kind of like sickly, like disorienting colors. Like when he wakes up and he's on the street and about to be like jumped at by a dog, and then he falls backwards like, oh no, I'm about to be hit by a car.
Yeah.
And it just has that like sickly, like reddish brown color and green highlights, and it's like, yeah, that's kind of eerie feeling.
Yeah, and this paranoia that she's gonna keep on dying in this endless loop of hell. So that's pretty much the end of Diavolo. They wrapped it up pretty quickly, a little bit too early for my taste. We get this backstory where we see the gang, and what's this story going to be all about? So let's go ahead and talk about it. So this Flores comes, he tells Bruno this story about everyone in the whole world thinks my daughter committed suicide, and I know that's not the case. We get this brilliant scene, although that Bruno is not the leader of Passione, we still see this Don Godfather mob boss scene, right? Where he has his legs folded and he's like, come in and tell me your story. And
or even just like how he phrases things, much like in The Godfather, of like him being like, we're not hired assassins. You are coming here to ask me to go and kill a man I have never known and who has committed no wrong as far as I know.
Bruno tells the florist, you know what, I will check this out. Let me grab Fugo and let me grab Mista. And I feel like they have to give us as much Fugo as we can because he was dearly missed. So I'm glad they gave him a lot of lines. Mista, go ahead and figure this out. And while Mista's trying to figure it out, the sculptor slash artist, boyfriend, whatever, he's a stand ability user. Rolling Stone, the stand itself, paints a picture of a figure. That means they are going to die. The stand wants that person to die peacefully, because if not, they'll die in a more horrific way later on down the line.
Especially because it was stating that fate can't be changed, but it can be altered in a way. Because what we then learn after Mista is frantically wailing and beating up on this dude, that the stone's not after Mista, it's after Bruno. To him, he has to prevent this from happening, and he even is threatening to kill the guy, thinking if I kill you, it'll kill the stand. Meanwhile, the guy's just kind of chill with it. He's like, I haven't seen it happen to me yet, so I know I'm not going to die right now. And even Mista is trying to play Russian roulette with him, and his gun jams each time he tries to fire at him.
The boyfriend ends up telling us, hey, listen, Bruno can die in a couple days or he can die in a couple months. My stand ability is going to ensure that he will die peacefully if this happens right now.
Yeah.
Mista's not about that. He saves Bruno's life, and how it all plays out is pretty creepy because that rock was pretty menacing.
because initially it was just showing that it was like just teleporting, but then eventually it was like gunning for Bruno once he was in close proximity. And it even makes me wonder, like, was it just going to be that Bruno, if he touched it, he would then know what was going to happen and then be okay to die?
Yeah.
Or what? Because we, of course, don't see that. Mista manages to hurl the rock out the window and take it down with him and shatter it to pieces. But then we learn that its fate is still sealed. Bruno will die. But because, as they showed, underneath the broken sculpture was another set of sculptures of not just Bruno, but of Bacchio and Narancia.
Yeah. Okay, you altered fate, but now you kind of made things worse for yourself. But in the grander scheme of things, I like the analogy that the boyfriend ended up saying. And Michelangelo believes that every piece of slab there's already something beautifully hidden deep inside. It's up to the sculptor to like figure it out on his own. Yeah, to reveal it. Yep. I like that message. And we mentioned this before. Fate/destiny is preordained, but that doesn't mean life is meaningless. That there's something much more to life, or that there's an outcome for you and I. That doesn't mean your lack of resolve, a strong will to determination, and be a better person is for nothing. But there's always a greater purpose. And although we will all die eventually, that greater purpose could inspire or influence someone else's life.
Not only that, but like how the guy mentioned it, of like being the quote sleeping slave, as you were aware that this was going to happen, but you tried to alter course. But now things are still going to happen, but you may not be aware of it. So it's the being aware of what's going to happen versus then the events that are going to be unforeseen. So it was like an interesting like play with that concept of it. Even like the sculptor knew like things are still going to happen. It's just now you won't be aware. It's the knowledge of would you rather have known now versus not known later.
Yeah. So now we finally get back to the post Diavolo / Golden Wind Requiem fight. Giorno is trying to figure out, I don't even know what my stand did. And Mista and Trish, they still don't know that Bruno is long gone.
Yeah.
We see this beautiful moment. Giorno looks up in the sky and he sees his fallen members there in heaven.
Yep.
The last scene ends with Giorno now becoming the leader of Passione. He's donning the black, right? His hair is looking more like Dio than ever, and they made him a bit more menacing. Giorno will do what he believes is right, but has no qualms or quarrels. I don't care how I get there. If I believe it's just, I'm going to do it.
We still know that he is ostensibly going to be a crime boss, but he's probably not going to be a horrible monster of a crime boss. Like, this kind of comes into more of what is justice versus what is law kind of mentality.
And that is the ending of Part 5 Golden Wind. So let me go ahead and say, Joe, thank you for coming on and joining me. We started this together. I feel like it was only befitting that we did this together. So I want to shake your hand right here and say thank you very much for that. Also want to say just a small PSA that Part 5 really affected me and has made a huge impact in my life, which I know sounds corny. You read the Facebook post. In terms of resolve and determination and just being a better person, if you have the will to do something and be better and have enough drive, I think you can accomplish that. And that's why I'm here doing this anime channel. This is why I'm passionate to do this now. You better believe anything with JoJo will always take priority first and foremost on this channel. And I just wanted to let all you guys know watching, you guys are amazing.
It was kind of an interesting ride since a lot of people tended to say that Part 5 was their least favorite. And overall, I didn't find too much of an issue with it. Like, maybe structurally those last 2 episodes felt a little wonky, but as a whole, the series was still very enjoyable.
So let me know what you thought of Part 5. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you agree with us where it felt a little out of place that last episode? Let me know in the comments down below. My name is DJ Miles. Here is Infinity Joe. And as we always say, to be continued, take care.